Alright, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know how to start this video. I don't even know the proper way to do a sit down video like this. I'm just gonna sit here and talk, and I do have talking points I wrote down on my phone, so at least I'm talking about them in order, but I'm also following a cohesive thought without, ADHD happening. So it's no shocker what I'm going to talk about in today's video, by the title and thumbnail probably. I'm going to be talking about my history with my weight. And my history with my weight goes way back. And talking about my weight is something that makes me uncomfortable, even though I'm willing to have the conversation. A thing you guys need to know about me is that I'm really good at repressing my emotions. That's why I'm in therapy. I'm actually in trauma therapy as well, because I've repressed so many of my emotions and my bad thoughts that now when they come to the surface, I'm like, what the heck is this emotion? I'm really good at masking how I'm feeling. So let's start with my childhood. Now, I have endured a lot of trauma as a kid, so much so that I am now dealing with it in my adulthood. I will say, as a child, when I started to gain weight and I was chubbier, I was never overweight. I was just always chubby, I would say. But because I was chubby, I had a lot of fat nicknames growing up. Everything centered around my weight, my self-worth, how I looked. All my crucial development years were people telling me that I'm fat, and that's who I am. I'm the fat girl. I am the fat funny friend. I am the girl that would be so much prettier if she lost weight. And that really kick-started my unhealthy body image issues, but also how I cope with things. Because I would have family members that would say that shit and then go right around and give me all the food in the world. So, not only is it generational, but it also is environmental. Also, I will say I do have the fat gene. A lot of people on one side of my parents' family are all obese, and it's very hard for them to lose weight. And so that doesn't help my case either. And on top of that, I grew up being body shamed at the ripe age of 5 years old. I was constantly being ridiculed about my body. And it wasn't always about my weight either. It was about my size. I was a tall ass kid in elementary school. My growth spurt happened in elementary school, middle school, and then I just stayed the same height since then. But I had to grow up with a lot of fat shaming and fat phobia and just a lot of gross negative things. So as an adult now, I am unlearning everything I was taught as a kid. Oh my god, I could go into so much in that area, but we're not gonna just touch on one thing. I can go into detail and tell you guys stories on what I would hear, what grown-ass adults would say about my body. It's absolutely disgusting, because I would have never, ever, I would never think about pointing out a little kid's body. It makes me mad thinking about it, and honestly, I'm still trying to forgive, and it's really hard. It is very hard. I also put on makeup for a purpose, and that is so I don't cry in this video. Like I said, there's a lot of trauma, a lot of just there's a lot of unlearning I need to do. So we'll just leave it at that. I'm repeating myself. So I would say from ages 5 to 10, my body was a constant discussion around adults. And I was constantly trying to be the good kid. I was constantly people-pleasing because I wanted the adults in my life to see me as me and not my weight, and not what my body looks like. So people-pleasing and shutting down who I was and my identity was survival for me. Not only that, but I developed a binge eating disorder at a very, very young age. And it's something I've talked about with my therapist, and it's something I have been dealing with now to this day. And when I was going through a tough time, things felt hopeless. the one thing that was always there for me. It was the thing that made me feel better. It was the thing that made me feel energized. It was the thing that made me feel like everything was gonna be okay. I didn't have any adults to go to because at this point my trust with adults were completely shattered. I hid my emotions. I hid who I was. I masked what I was feeling. I shoved those gross, deep thoughts way down so I wouldn't have to experience them again. And little did I know, that is now catching up to me in adulthood. So now we move on to middle school, where now your body is kind of who you are, but also like how you are gonna be perceived to everyone. And I'm a very self-aware person. Even at a very young age, I was very self-aware of my surroundings, how much space I was taking up, if I was annoying, if I wasn't annoying. I was very hyper vigilant, and that stems from a lot of trauma I had to endure as a kid. So I always knew I was fat. That was not like a shocker to me. So I was always told, cover your body. Fat bodies are gross. Ugh. And that there's a level of responsibility to uphold when having a fat body. And at this point, I knew probably at 11 or 12 years old, so like 6th grade, how I looked equaled a beauty standard I fit into. So because I was fat, I covered my body, I wore baggy clothes. That means that to the world, I was perceived as a slob, gross, lazy, and that my entire identity revolved around my weight. And I just had to deal with it. And you know how I dealt with that? By eating. And this is also the catalyst to my very first health problem that arose. So this is around the time where I was very well aware of my insecurities, and I shoved them to the back of my mind. I didn't think about them because they were too hard to think about. Like, imagine in middle school, like, you're boy crazy, right? I was very much boy crazy. Imagine being like, I have this crush, but they will never like me back because people don't date fat people. Like, that means you're downgrading. That means you're less than because you're fat. Like, and these were like rational, normal thoughts for me. Like, this was like gravity. Like, this was just the way the world worked. And I didn't question it. All I knew is that I was the problem. And that if I bitched about boys not liking me, that was my fault. Because I could do something about it. But why? Because I've always been fat. That's my identity. That's what I'm comfortable in. I didn't have the time and space to grow into who I wanted to be and who I truly was. Because I was constantly putting on an act for everyone and anyone around me that I was this sweet girl. And in reality, I'm not. I mean, I am, but I'm not. Now, I will say there's one person in my life that I will say is a grandmother. She is the main reason I deal with the insecurities I deal with. And she's also the grandmother I do not have any contact with and will never have any contact with because she shouldn't have never had kids. She should have never even considered being a parent. She's selfish. She's awful. She's awful. And I'm pretty sure on my TikTok, and if you don't follow me on TikTok, follow me on TikTok. I made a fucked up shit people have said to me series, and she's the first person. And ever since that interaction, I have never talked to her again. And I will never talk to her again. Because family doesn't treat each other like that. That's all I'm gonna say. Now we come to my first period and hitting puberty and gaining 90 pounds in a year. Now, what does this sound like to you guys? PCOS. I was embarrassed that I never had regular periods, nor did I have anyone to talk to about this. Like, I can't... I'm okay. This is when I realized I didn't have anyone to go to because I wasn't listened to. Oh my god. Okay, maybe makeup wasn't gonna stop me from crying. This is when I really realized that I'm walking through life alone. And I need to figure out stuff on my own. Because I don't have anyone I can rely on and talk to. And this is half of the reason why I wanted to make my YouTube channel. Because I think back, oh my god, I think back on how young Hannah was and how lost she was, and she just had to figure out everything on her own. And I am 12 to 18 years old, and I'm trying to figure out life on my own. And I just don't want anyone else to go through that. Oh my god. You know what? I was overdue for a cry anyways. I'm just upset that the thought that other kids went through what I went through absolutely breaks my heart. So around this time, I was continuously gaining weight. Even though my body pretty much didn't show it that much, I was very well aware of it. And this is the catalyst of my teenage angst, even though it was well deserved. I hated everyone and anyone, and I didn't give a fuck. I didn't give a fuck. I did not care about my schooling. I was severely depressed. I was suicidal, and I had no one but myself. Oh, and I had food. So naturally, I gravitated towards food. High school was the same. I just kept gaining weight. I was so unhappy. My friends were my whole world. And then I would say sophomore year, my whole world was falling apart. And I had no one to talk to. I had no one that could relate to me. I had no one to even like confide in that I even felt comfortable confiding in. And that is so fucking sad to me that I literally went through life and the most pivotal years of my life just blind and not giving a fuck. Like, I really and truly hated who I was. And now looking back and realizing how much hatred I had for myself, it makes me so sad. Because I really had potential. God. I really had potential to be someone. I had opportunities to make a life for myself. And I was so angry and mad and sad that I just didn't care. I didn't care anymore. God damn it. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I did not think I was gonna get this emotional. That's why when people ask me like, oh, would you go back and relive your life from a certain age and completely start over? I would. I 100% would. Because I regret so much in my life that I didn't do. Oh my god. Is my makeup coming off? Do I still look good? Oh my god, my eyes get so puffy when I cry. So throughout high school, I kept gaining weight. I was the biggest I've ever been, to the point where I didn't go to prom and I never walked in my graduation. I was that deeply insecure, and everyone was like, Hannah, you're gonna regret it, Hannah. And I would just get so mad because they just didn't understand how much that I just wouldn't enjoy the moment. I wouldn't. And I knew if I would look back on those moments and be like, I look disgusting. And I still have that mentality right now, which I'm trying to fix, because memories are fucking memories. It doesn't matter what you fucking look like. And that's what I want to like drill into my head and your head if you are struggling the way I have struggled. Because let me tell you, life is supposed to be lived. You're not supposed to hide. You're not supposed to sit in a deep, dark corner and cry all the time because your life sucks. Go do something about it. Help yourself. Oh my god. My main phrase this year that I've heard, and thank God for this man that came and worked with me at my shitty job, he was like, invest in yourself. So that's what I want you guys to do. If you get anything from this video, invest in yourself, because it will pay off. It doesn't matter what you look like, doesn't matter how smart you are, doesn't matter where you come from, your ethnicity, nothing. Invest in yourself, because I'm telling you, it will pay off in the end. It just will. So then we're out of high school. I am the most depressed I've probably ever been, and little did I know, this is also the start of my horrific health issues that I had. So in 2021, I hit rock bottom, which I've said before on this channel, and if you want a whole mental health story, I will definitely tell you that. I will not, well, you know what? I wouldn't say that. I will probably cry in that video too. But mentally, I've never been that low in my life. And I was also super sick. I had holes in my stomach. Holes. So I couldn't even get down water. And basically, I was just starving myself because I literally could not eat because I was so sick that I like lost 50 pounds in like 3-4 months. Maybe. It was pretty drastic, and everyone around me is like, oh no, that's a good thing, you're losing weight. It's always about the weight, isn't it? It's always about the weight. So like, I took it as a good thing, and it wasn't, because I was severely sick. And then I got my life together, and as of recently, I hired a health coach. And I'm already done with this health coach, but I will say I owe her everything. She contacted me, and I just took a chance on her. Like, I was like, fuck it, why not? It was one of those things where, like, I just did it. Like, I didn't think about it, I just did it. And it ended up playing such a pivotal role in my life. Like, I owe her all the thanks in the world. Because of her, I started strength training. I got the confidence I needed back. I was losing weight. Granted, now, you know, my health issues are horrific, and I just want to get rid of them. And they prevent me from losing weight like I should. She was the only person that was there for me in a way that I didn't know I needed. So, like, I will forever be in contact with her, even if it's like once every 3 years. We just say, hey, how you go? How's it going? You know, how you doing? But also, it gave me kind of like a purpose, like in like a weird way. Like, I was doing shit for myself. I was making myself stronger. I was working on myself. Not only that, but the social aspect of a gym is so nice. Like, I will never like rip on people that are like, oh, I'm at the gym more than I am at home, because I get it. You're surrounded by people, and it just feels nice. So with my health coach, I did lose 25 pounds. I plateaued. She decreased my calories, not by a lot, but you know, just like how you would normally when you hit a plateau, like maybe like 100 calories. I suddenly just kept creeping up in weight. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? So then it became the cycle of, whoa, it's me. Or what's that phrase? Whoa, it's me. And then I sort of fell into this victim mentality where it's like, oh, the world's against me, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm just gonna be fat forever. And that just set me down like a rabbit hole that I haven't been down in a very long time. And I kind of realized, like, wow, like everything is really centered around my weight. So then that's when I discovered that I have an eating disorder, and I am in active therapy for it, but also trauma therapy. I love my therapist. Oh my god, shout out Angie. I love Angie. Love her to death. She's made me realize so many things about myself that I'm just like, that makes sense. And because I'm learning more about myself, I'm more aware of what my next steps will be to help myself instead of kind of push myself down more. So now that leads me to today. I'm still struggling with my weight now. I am currently going to be enrolled in a weight management clinic because of my PCOS, my hypothyroidism, and my insulin resistance. So I have 3 hormonal metabolism problems that are constantly working against me no matter what. And it sucks at times, but I also have to remember it's a journey. And as much as I want to cross that finish line as fast as I can, I also know in between the start and the finish line, I am getting stronger. I am building a rounder butt. Because trust me, I need a rounder butt. I am getting upper body strength for the first time in my life. I have back muscles. I am strong. I can physically show that through the weights I move and throw around. And because of that, I'm an impatient person and I constantly have to remind myself it's about the journey that gets me to the finish line. Because I need to learn healthy habits. I need to learn what my body needs to be at its prime level. I need to know these things, and I can only do that by going on this journey and not focusing on, I want to be skinny. Because at the end of the day, how I want my body to look, I don't even know anymore. Because the prospect of me losing my fat scares me, because that's been my identity for years. And thinking about not falling back on that, it gives me anxious thoughts like, what's next? Like, I don't even know. You can really only take it one day at a time, and that's what I'm trying to remind myself every day. And also, the biggest thing is, I am learning to love myself exactly where I am. And I think that's the hardest thing, because we have expectations put on us, we have our own expectations, we have our ideas in our head of who we want to be, and they might not all be the most realistic. And it's hard, especially in this society when, you know, beauty standards are so prominent and there's kind of like a set like social standard of what beautiful, pretty, hot, sexy are. Lord, did I think I would be crying at 11 a.m. about my weight today? No. I honestly thought I could make it through this video without crying, but that seemed to be harder than I thought. And now on this journey of my weight loss and just being comfortable in the body that I'm in, it's about being healthy and happy, and honestly, invest in your health, invest in your mental health, because I guarantee you, even on your worst days, when you have good health and good mental health, you can make any bad situation into a good situation. That's honestly what I need right now. I think that's what a lot of people need. I have been fat my whole life, and I don't want to feel like the number on the scale is what will define me for the rest of my life. Because I've lived like that for 20 years now, and I don't want to live like that anymore. I want people to be like, I just love her personality. Like, I love being around Hannah. Wow, Hannah's fucking hilarious, you know? Like, I want those compliments. That's why when I get compliments like, oh my god, you're so pretty, like, those instantly get shoved. Like, I don't care about physical appearance, because to me, that's not like a good compliment anymore. Like, you could say, oh my god, Hannah, your makeup looks so good today. Like, how are you so good at applying makeup? And I'll be like, guys, stop. I think at the end of the day, we all just want to feel comfortable in our own skin, whether it's physically, emotionally, or mentally. We want to feel good with the person we are. That's what this like whole journey is for me, and that's why I'm documenting it, and that's why I'm taking as much time as I can to make videos and make good quality videos. Even though my life is hectic right now, like, I try to film this video 3 times this weekend, and each time I didn't like how I was delivering it. I always try to be as authentic as I can when I make videos like this, because I believe it's important to just like open yourself up and be like, hey, I feel this way, this is how I felt, and this is how I'm trying to deal with it. It might not be perfect, but I'm only human, and because I'm only human, I can make mistakes, and that's like the one blessing of being human, is that we can make mistakes and learn from it and be better. And on another note, I just want to add in here quick, if you stayed and watched this whole video, thank you so much. I know it's gonna be a longer video, so hopefully you got a snack and everything. And I'm so glad for the people that have subscribed to my channel. Honestly, thank you. I never thought like anyone would want to listen to me yap, really, and have to hear what I say. And actually hear what I say and be like, oh my god, like, thank you for sharing, or oh my god, thank you, I'm gonna follow you because I'm on the same journey too. Like, I don't know, it just feels so nice, and I want to try to get out as many videos as I can for you guys, but you know, I work a full-time job, so it's gonna be hard. I need to like manage my time a little better, but I'm hoping that I can give you like almost 2 videos a week, depending on what they are. I do want to make some like long-term videos and then post them. I don't know, I'm just excited to make content. Anytime I make content and I know it's a good video, I'm just happy the whole day. And I don't know what that says about me, but I just get so excited to edit it, upload it for you guys, and I'm ready to like repeat that process. So, okay. Anyways, that is my history on my weight. Hopefully some of you guys can kind of... So yeah, that is the history on my weight, and I didn't think I would cry in this video, but obviously I did. Embarrassing, but it's true emotions. It still affects me to this day, and it hits me deep. That's why there's emotion coming out, because it hits me hard and it makes me sad. So yeah, I don't know how else to say that besides that. So if you guys liked my video and you enjoyed me sharing my story and you want to hear more about some of my stories, especially like my mental health story, because that could be as long as a story as this is now, and comment down below, what is one insecurity you had to overcome with time? With me, definitely my weight, but also my top lip. Okay, I never thought my top lip was an issue until everyone pointed it out at me. And now I'm like, oh my god, now I'm kind of insecure about it. Like, what? And if you want to follow me for more behind the scenes content and me living my day-to-day life, definitely follow me on all my social medias. I'll have them on the screen and in the description box down below. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe either, because why not? You know, it's free. Who doesn't like free stuff? And guess what? If you don't like the content I make, that's okay. Don't watch it. It's a win-win, you know? You get updated on when I post, but also, like, if you don't want to watch the video, you don't have to. Like, isn't that awesome? Anyways, I'm done. I'm done. I will see you guys in my next video, and I hope you guys are having a good week, and a good day, and a good year, and a good month. Why not? Bye.